يعني اليوم راح that's okay, Doctor. We will take a brief summary about the importance of abstract and what. So we will start in my presentation. We will take the definition of the abstract, and then we go to the where is the location of abstract, when should I write the abstract, why abstract is important, what should I abstract describe, okay, and the four things you need to include in your abstract. I can't take the more details of the abstract, but I hope I target something to help us to do this in the right way. So we will start it with the definition. Okay. The definition of abstract. This is I take it from the Oxford Dictionary. Abstract is a short and conscious summary of a long work, such as dissertation or research paper. It is usually around 150 to 300 words. It depends on requirement of your university or your journal. You know, it is a short summary of your work. The main aim of abstract, it's like advertisement. You know, when you read the advertisement, the aim of it to sell your work, okay? This is the main aim of the abstract. Where is the location of abstract? Abstract always include in spread paper before the main text in dissertation or thesis. It's come after a title page and acknowledgement, but before the table of context in the case. When should I write the abstract? In fact, as Dr. Haider said, we see two opinions about where it's to write the abstract. The first one tells us to write the abstract at the beginning. And the second opinion is to write it in the last. So the first one, you see that when you write the abstract at the beginning, you're fresh, your line or a headline to finish your own work. And the second opinion, it's see when you are taking several months to finish your work. So your data, it's not completely know about what you doing. It is likely that your project has been spread over almost or 7 years.
Do you want me to go to the next slide or we are good?
Okay. what should the abstract describe? The abstract describe what you did and how you did and why you did. What is your aim of doing?
So here you're trying to answer this question in your abstract, right?
Yeah, right.
There you go. So what you are did, why you did
So,
it. Okay.
sorry,
Go ahead.
you are skipped slide 5 and 6.
5 and
Or
6. So
abstract is important.
here. Yes, go ahead here.
We know the aim of writing is to sell your work, to make your better communication with the other.
Wait here, please, Hassan. You said the main of abstract to sell your work, right?
Right.
So make it clear and very crystal clear here. I want you to see it very clear. Before the last semester, I told you I had read a book, How to Sell Your Work. Most component of that book, it's also related to this. You want to sell your work in the right way to researchers. So this piece of your paper going to be very important. You need to take care of it. So I like Hassan when he say, because he see very clear why he did abstract. Okay, thank you. Go ahead, please.
Okay. This is, I mentioned to the main point of that. The editor is make a quick decision about whether it is the paper relevant to their journal. This is the first thing. And the second thing, the reader, to identify what the paper is about. So you should write the abstract in a clear and briefly way. And at least last, the information manager, that is help the librarian or the researcher when he search about the in research engine. So it is help us. Okay, go to the next. Okay. The first impression are very important. So the abstract, it is very important to the first impression of your paper. And if you fail to describe your work in the right and briefly way, it is very strongly chance to the reader to continue to read your work. So you are forced to sell your work. Okay, Victor?
Yes.
And then we mentioned it before, what you did. This thing, you should describe it in your abstract. What you did, why you did it, how you did it, what you found, and what is that mean of your found or your questions answered. Next. Okay.
Probably I would love to see here. It is good question here, but little bit for academic side. I will put some feedback for this one at the end. Okay, go ahead, please.
Okay. The 4 things you need to include in your abstract. Okay. The research problem. you are mentioned, we are mentioned to the main purpose of our project, okay? The main questions, the main aim of our project, okay? So what's the practical or theoretical problem does the research respond to, or what's the research question do it, or your aim answer? You can include some brief context on the social or academic relevance of your topic, but don't go into the details, background information. After I identify the problem, start the object of your research. So we use the verb like investigate, test, analyze, or evaluate to describe exactly what you said how to do. The method. Indicate the research method that you use to answer your research question. This part should straightforward describe what you did in 1 or 2 sentences.
Very good.
It is usually written in the past simple tense. Arises reverse to complete action. So the third thing is the result. Summarize the main research result. And the conclusion. State the main conclusion of your research. What is your answer to the problem? The reader should finish the of the central point that
Very good.
okay. So there is 4 types of abstract. Unstructured abstract is from 100 to 250 words long and have a single paragraph. يعني هذه مكونة من باراجراف واحد. النوع الثاني structured abstract هو نفس النوع الأول ولكن مقسم إلى عدة باراجرافات.
Why you switch to Arabic? Keep going.
Extend abstract. Mini paper, 2 or 4 page. Okay, this is, we can say it is all your work like an abstract. And the fourth one, the conference abstract, normally standalone abstract, sometime up to 500 words. This is we used when we submit our work to share our work in one of conference. The type of abstract you choose and form to use will depend on the journal or conference. Okay, Doctor.
Okay, good.
The
5C. Let's see what is 5C.
The 5 C's. This is I see it is more helpful to us the 5 C's question or 5 C's tips you should take in your mind when you write the abstract. It is correct to have to read instruction before submitting. Read it aloud or read it between you and your colleagues to ensure that your work is all right and to reduce your fills. It is complete. It's covered the major part of the project. Okay, and don't make the repetition or something. You should ensure that when the readers read the abstract, it's fully understand your work. Conscious. It's contain no excess, ordnance, or unnecessary information. And this is mentioned it before. It's clear, briefly, and avoid your repetition. It's clear, it is reliable and organized, and not to journal and cohesive. It is smoothly between the parts. I mean, when the readers read the abstract, make sure it's fully understanding the whole work and smoothly what I say, to smoothly go ahead or smoothly read without conflict or complex words. So next, please.
Sure.
And this is briefly about what we say. This is the requirement for writing an abstract. Consider the abstract papers. Follow the stylistic. Write your statement briefly and clearly. Avoid repetition, including the title. Observe terminology consciously, using important constructions such as is or consider. Write abstract within 50 to 400 words, depending on the material and publisher requirement. And this is for the abstract. I hope you are fully understanding the main line or the headline of abstract. And I'm pleasure to answer all your questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Hassania.
Thank you.
I really like it actually, and especially your definitions about abstract. You bring it from, I guess you said from Oxford or Cambridge.
Yeah, Oxford.
But you need to put just the reference over there.
Yeah.
I have a little bit, just some point I would like to emphasize on your presentations, which is very useful for us. The length of the abstract is, you said here, from 100 to 300, from 150 to 300 words. I think this number makes sense. Probably you can increase a little bit to 500, but try to stick in this number.
500. It is when you are submitting your work to the conference. Okay.
Yes.
So you send it in a one page, and you hope the conference leader or meeting or chairman to fully understanding your work. So you make your agreement to present your work in her conference.
Very good. I got it. Other thing I would like to emphasize here. Here, okay, got you. You put here editor.
Yeah.
Why it is important? You put editors here. Why should I care about editor?
I should care about it. So when I submit my work to the journal, okay, I hope my work is acceptable and to the journal.
So you cannot publish anything without.
Without editor, without share your work with the editors.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. The editors you mean the person who work in the journal who has the decision to make this pass or not, right?
Yeah, right.
Gotcha. So it is very important. Yes. We say here we're gonna sell our work to the reader, to the researcher in the world, but we cannot pass our work to the reality unless we have to submit our work to conference or journals. So to submit your conference to journal or conference, you have to convince. You need to convince the editor to accept your work. How are you going to convince it? From the first part, from the first sentences, which is the abstract. That's why we said abstract is very important. I like this slide. I really appreciate it. It's very, so we need to put a little bit energy over there.
It's my pleasure.
Here he put what, why, how, which is makes sense, which is right. I would like to say it in different way. I would like to say it in the second slide here. You should put at least, let's assume we're gonna put 5 sentences. The first sentence is gonna talk about the problem and the objective. The second sentence need to be what approach or your hypothesis. Okay, how you try to solve the problem. The third, the result, you're gonna see what is your result. Little bit, not details here. A little bit about the conclusion. And I would like to see in this way more than this way. The last thing, coherence here, very beautiful word actually, and coherence, coherence. So you define it. It flows smoothly between the parts.
Sorry, Doctor.
Yeah.
Listen to the dictionary translated, or to the dictionary spelling of this word.
Cohesive.
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 Okay, cohesive. What do you mean by this one?
I read it from the dictionary. It is have two meanings: forming a united wall. يعني بالعربي انه انت الكلام مترابط، يعني كلامك كله مترابط، ماكو فد قطع اثناء الكلام، يعني ماكو جمله غير مهمه، فالجمله الاولى تكملها الجمله الثانيه وكذلك الحال. Causing people or things to become united. It is two meaning about it: the forming a united wall, cohesive, or causing a people or thing to become united. the cohesive power of shear surfacing. Okay, this is the meaning from Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary, which is
Okay.
I like it very well.
Okay.
Dictionary.
Is there anyone can explain more for this word? What you mean by that? Okay, I'm going to explain a little bit for this word. This is very important also. They not sure how to say it in Arabic, but let's say we have two sentences here. Okay, the first sentence you talk about your problem. The second sentence, suppose you're supposed to connect these two sentences in some way. So disconnect mean you talk something in the first sentence, then you're gonna talk another thing in the second sentence. There's no connection, there is no unity. ما موحدة، ما وحدة موضوع ما بيه. يعني أنا أجي أقول مثلا الاتصالات for instance راح أقول ال renewable energies كلش مهمة، وبعدين بالجملة الثانية أقول أن بهاي الدراسة مالتي أنا راح أتطرق لهكذا والهكذا والهكذا. هذا يعني ماكو ترابط بين الجملتين، فتحتاج انه شوي يصير بينهم كونكشن بين الجملتين. هذا على مستوى الابستراكت. اوكي، شكرا جزيلا حسين، الشغل حلو واعطيتني اللي اريده تقريبا.
شكرا.
اذا تقدر تسوي شير ويا الجروب مالتنا بهذا البرزنتيشن مالتك، او انا اقدر اسوي انزله.
اوكي.
اي سؤال حسنين بقيه الطلاب؟
أشكيدك أستاذ حسن.
شكرا ضحى.
اوكي. راح اوقف السلايد مال حسنين، عندي بعض سلايدين او ثلاثه راح اسولف بيهن، هن تقريبا هو غطاء حسنين. اشوف مالت السلايدات وين. راح اتحرك بسرعه مثل اذا موضوع حسين غطاء انا راح اعبره. بعض الاسئله ممكن تجي او انت ما تكتب في تلك المرحله اللي احنا جايين نتحضر لها، تظل هاي الاسئله ببالك وما عندك وقت تجوز حتى تجوجل عليها، فاحنا راح نعطيك اياها من البدايه، انه مثلا شنو هو الابستراكت حكينا عنه، مثل ما قلنا انه صوره او سمري للبيبر مالتك، البيبر بها عده مقاطع عده سكشنات راح تضغطهم كلهن بباراجراف. How to begin an abstract، شلون تبدي البدايه مالتك شلون تكون، what to include and how to rise its impact، شلون تخليها مهمه على مود تزيد الموضوع. تعريف الابستراكت هي ميني مثل ما ذكرها حسنيا، ميني ابستراكت. اعتقد مستخدمين انا وياك نفس المصدر، ما اتذكر شنو اسم المصدر، ما منزله لكم حسنيا. حسنيا من يا مصدر مستخدم
دكتور المصدر نفسه مالتنا، زائدا اكو موقعين انا اشرت لهن، واحد اسمه رايتر، واحد اسمه سكرابر. scrubber writing or something like this. It is very helpful, in fact.
Okay, I got you. Very good. بالنتيجة summary للبيبر مالتك for all sections. هسه تحتاج انه تعرف شنو السكشن what are the sections of the paper here from 100 to 500 which is makes sense. اذا هي مختصر للبيبر وهي شغلها تسوي ماركتينج للبيبر. شنو بيها هي السمري قلنا الكل سكشن بالبيبر. السكشنات الرئيسية هو المقدمة introduction method your approach conclusion result conclusion. احنا ما حكينا ان جنرال شنو البيبر ستراكشر المفروض يكون مالته. هسه احنا اذا نباوع احنا اريدك تباوع خليني فقط اللي الجزء اللي ابدا استخدمه اللي هو الابستراكت هنا. بعدها المقدمه تكون عامه وتنزل والنتائج والمناقشه. هذين المواضيع ما راح ادخل بيها. بس خليني بهذا الجزء الفوق اللي هو تحتاج الخلاصه تكتب بيان المشكله اللي هو قلنا problem statement بيان منهاج الدراسه your approach result your conclusion. هذا أنا تحصلهن كلهن بيا مكان بالابستراكت. why it is important سولفنا بيها انه مساله الاديتور والريدر. مثلا هاي الاسئله مدخلين على بعض انه تحتاج تجاوب هاي الاسئله انه الهايبوثيسيس مالتك الميثودولوجي الريزلت كونكلوجن وشنو لقيت نفس الترتيب بعد ما اعيد اكثر من هذا. ليش قلنا امبورتنت؟ قلنا هي اول ما يجي يقرا الريدر اول ما يقرا راح يقرا الابستراكت وراه راح يكون they like to start forming يبدي يكون an opinion of your research project. Maybe he gonna continue to read your paper, maybe not. We don't. It depends on how good you write it. Limitations بعض الشغلات انه اجي انا ابدا ابيع انا جاي ابيع ما معقول ابدي اطلع بالعيوب مالتي. اكيد كل بحث به عيوب. هذا هو تقريبا انا ما عندي مشكله. اذا ماكو سؤال تقدرون تاخذون راحتكم. اكو سؤال شباب؟ ماكو سؤال. حياك الله. اوكي شباب بدون تاخذون راحتكم مع السلامه.
شكرا جزيلا.
شكرا جزيلا دكتور. شكرا جزيلا.
مع السلامة دكتور.
مع السلامة.